The Dockcase SSD enclosures are flashy but manageable devices. They stand out with their glass casing and large heatsink, accompanying screen, futuristic detailing, and all-over good performance. So if you take that overall solid package and consider the USB hub segment, you end up with this, the Dockcase 10-in-1 Explorer Edition Smart Hub. While there are already plenty of portable USB hubs available, and at a fraction of the cost of this one I may add, very few look as good as the Dockcase Smart Hub. The first thing you'll notice is the unique transparent design with the tempered glass top allowing you to actually see all of the different ports in the overall layout, a design that comes from the SSD enclosures already in the range. And just like the enclosures, the body itself is made from aluminum, which is available in silver as well as the black I have here, so it's almost always cool to the touch. There are even little vents that allow for better heat dissipation, which is important considering all the different ports. So all in all, it feels surprisingly tough, and I'd have no concern throwing this into my carry bag. To fit all the available ports in though, it is a tad on the larger side. You're looking at measurements of 152 by 50 by 16mm and a weight of 130 grams. So while there are certainly smaller and more compact hubs on the market, few do as much as the Dockcase, and few have as many ports in a reasonably portable form factor either. Speaking of which, the unit offers 10 different ports for you to use, all of which can be used simultaneously. So across one side, we begin with a power delivery USB-C port capable of 100 watts fast charging. Next to this, a single HDMI and a display port, both capable of 8K at 30 or 4K at 120 output. A single USB 2 port running at 480 megabits per second, which is good for peripherals and other such devices, and a single gigabit Ethernet LAN port. On the opposite side, alongside a second USB 2 480 port, we find a further 2 USB ports, although these being capable of 10 gigabits per second speeds, one being USB Type A and another a Type C. Finally, the all-important UHS 2 SD and micro SD card slots. While these are distributed around the long edges of the hub, a final USB-C port acts as the connection to your host device. The Dockcase manufacturer, Seesaw, generously includes a high-speed USB 3.2 Gen 2 cable in the box too, capable of hitting those 10 gigabits per second transfer speeds and 100 watts charging rate. So while it's quite comprehensive, the main thing I find missing here is Thunderbolt or even USB 4 connectivity, and that's a big shame as it would have opened up 40 gigabits per second speeds and daisy chaining abilities. So while the USB 3.2 Gen 2 leaves the hub bottlenecked by that 10 gigabits per second host connection, it does, I guess, keep the price down somewhat. In addition, there's no audio output jack either, but then again, connecting audio devices to most other things isn't that much of an issue, particularly since HDMI, DisplayPort, and USB-C can carry audio regardless. So plug the unit into a smartphone, tablet, computer, or anything else with a USB-C in fact, and the screen comes to life, showing you the status of each port and the accompanying devices and accessories plugged into it. It's a useful troubleshooting tool, and it's clearly legible despite its size, thanks to its clear and colourful design. When a device is connected, the icon changes colour, highlighting when data is being read and written to each device. A quick double tap of its function button rotates the display, handy for orientating it depending on where you're placing the dock, while a long press lets you cycle through more detailed overviews of your connected items, allowing you to see and change settings for some of the ports, as well as set power delivery settings too, all nice little tweaks. Saying that, where the device is lacking is a proper set of instructions. The menu system is navigated by long and short button presses or double taps, and you're left to figure most of it out on your own. You'll get there eventually, but it would have been nice to have a menu overview of some sort, and maybe even an additional button to make navigation easier. I also think the 8K port is a niche and a waste of resources. While it does give the illusion of future-proofing, it is just that. Dockcase would have been better off dumping the 8K port, which most probably won't make beneficial use from, and putting the resources towards a Thunderbolt or USB 4 output, if that was at all possible. So in summary then, with cheaper options on the market, you'll really need to have a particular use case in mind that the smart USB-C 10-in-1 Explorer Edition hub can fulfill better than any of the similar products already on the market. Saying that, there's also no denying the Dockcase Smart USB-C Hub is a looker, and for the most part it does a great job of expanding the usefulness of a single USB-C port on your device. It offers solid transfer speeds, excellent charging pass-through, and great display output options. That said, the 8K bandwidth allowance is one that few people are likely to make much use of currently, and though an argument for future-proofing with it can be made, I'd still have preferred a Thunderbolt or USB 4 port instead. As it stands, it's a fun, geeky USB-C hub that tells you some of what's going on with USB peripherals in real time, but saying that, you won't be able to take full advantage until Dockcase brings its documentation up to speed.